So good morning. Should we start now? Uh, Embedded System DET 3102. So Embedded System course outcomes. Students will be able to select the relevant microcontrollers for various industrial applications. Students will be able to use the embedded C programming language to maintain the embedded systems. Students will be able to interpret the communication standards for embedded systems. Students will be able to develop basic application for the embedded systems. Students will be able to interpret features of real-time operating system. These are the course outcomes in which relevant controller, microcontroller we can understand and we can choose for particular industrial application or use the embedded C programming language for embedded system development. So you have studied the embedded microcontroller 805189C51 using the machine language. Then now you have to use the same microcontroller or other microcontrollers using embedded C language. So embedded C we have to use now. Students will be able to interpret the communication standards for embedded system. There are various communication standards. We have to interpret, means we have to understand what do you mean by those. So we are able to understand this, how they are. Students will be able to develop basic applications of embedded system. So simple applications can be developed. Students will be able to interpret again the features of real-time operating system. So interpret means to understand. The embedded system DET 3102. What is embedded system? We have seen yesterday's lecture. What are the blocks? What are the hardware components for the embedded system? So as an example, we have seen the vada pav example, which is having the bhaji and this cover of the vada pav, and then that complete vada is placed in the pav so that it totally becomes the embedded system. All is embedded in one system. So no other external system is required to it. All is embedded in one. So that is embedded system. So embedded system definition we have seen. In the embedded system, the primary work is not a computational, but which is controlled by computer embedded within it. There is a computer in the embedded system, but the primary work is not computational. Computer is basically made for computation. Computer is basically made for computation. So computer is there, but primary work is not computation. Okay. So what is embedded system? A system whose primary work is not computational, but which is controlled by computer embedded within it. So embedded system is having computer which is used for controlling the functioning of the embedded system. So this is the definition of embedded system. Embedded system is a system whose primary work is not a computational, but which is controlled by computer embedded within it. So embedded system are heart of the many different products, machines, intelligent operations like machine learning, artificial intelligence operations, applications. Embedded systems, as embedded system applications appear in every industry and sector. Examples like cars, home appliances, like refrigerator, washing machines, and many other, television sets, then desktop, this set-top box, medical devices, biomedical devices, then interactive kiosks, and many other equipments are there. Okay. So those you must have sorted out, found out, and submitted the assignment. Then one example for embedded system is compressor type of the refrigerator. All the refrigerator, older refrigerator are compressor type of the refrigerator. What is there in the compressor type of the refrigerator? In compressor type of the refrigerator, there is a motor, there is a compressor, and that compresses some medium. Due to compression, heat is exchanged and this cooled medium then circulated in the refrigerator. This is the basic functioning, but add-on functioning are there added. One to start the compression automatically, one to sense the temperature, one to sense the vegetables, and many more smart functions can be incorporated. Okay, so the compressor control can be given. Okay, actual temperature, required temperature can be sensed and given. Human interactions can be possible with the system, and networking interactions can be possible. Human interactions means directly on the, there is a keyboard on the machine, refrigerator, and you can set temperature, etc., all that with the human interaction. And network interaction is also possible. What do you mean by network interaction? It is connected to network. It becomes IoT, Internet of the Things. Suppose your refrigerator is empty and by chance you forget to make it off, or you kept it on and gone to the office, and from office by some chance for 2-3 days you have to go out, but refrigerator is empty. Then you can switch refrigerator off from the network. So it is connected to the network. If it is connected to the network, it is possible. And many functions are possible. So embedded system is there used in the refrigerator application. So the embedded computer is there that is used to control the compressor control, for alarming, for displaying the temperature and all these, for sensing the actual temperature, for storing the required temperature which is given manually or networked. And human interaction is possible, network interaction may be possible if it is provided. This is the embedded system. So another embedded system example is the car. Okay. So as we know, this is the IC engine car. Okay, internal combustion engine car. So which runs on petrol, diesel, ethanol, or CNG or LPG, etc. And there are electric cars also nowadays. So basically this is any car you can take. So there is a window sensor, there is a window control button, there is a window motor, isn't it? In the door system there is a window motor. Automatically that motor raises the window glass or lowers down the window glass. Okay, so for that the window motor is used. There is a lock control. With the remote key you can open the lock, you can close the lock or lock the car. There is a lock actuator. Then open door sensor is there. If you are having the key in your pocket and you come in your hand and you come close to the car, the open door sensor will sense that the person which is having the remote of this car is near, within 1 feet. Then automatically it opens the door. So open door sensor is there. Then this is one example for window and door controls. Similar examples are there for automatic lighting is there. For if door is open, internal light will be made on. If door is closed, internal light is made off. Then tire air pressure can be automatically sensed. Then engine parameters, temperature, etc., can be sensed. Then engine parameters can be optimized for fuel efficiency, for torque. Various modes can be given, sport mode can be given, then economical mode can be given. So in sport mode, the pickup is kept more. In economical mode, the average we get more in the car, isn't it? So if the pickup is made less, average becomes more. Pickup means what? As you push the accelerator pedal, heavy fuel will be given to the engine. More fuel will be given to the engine, and that generates more thermal energy. Okay, automotive power. It generates more power, and that gives more torque, and car just picks up the speed immediately. That is called more pickup. Picks up the speed immediately. Get accelerated very fastly. That is called pickup, isn't it? So if fuel is there which require more fuel, if more fuel is given, then there will be less fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency less. Fuel requirement is more, fuel efficiency is less. Very simple. Then economical mode is there in which pickup made less, so it enhances the fuel efficiency. So this is also optimization of the IC engine functioning. Then there are central locks, then there are electronic braking system in the car. One example is shown here, that is window example, but there is EBD, electronic braking system, or drum device, electronic braking device. Okay, so what that EBD does, it gives the PWM type of the braking, okay, electronic braking, which avoids the accidents. Okay, by chance if sudden braking is applied, there may be chance of accident by skidding the vehicle, by sliding the vehicle, or by turning up to down vehicle, top down vehicle. So top goes downside and down, tires goes upside, or rolling of the vehicle. Vehicle gets rolled. If speedy vehicle suddenly applied the brakes, may skid the vehicle, may roll the vehicle, may lead to accident, and that is avoided by electronic braking system. Okay, or electronic braking device, EBD. And many more facilities are provided. The sensors are provided for the accident, and if vehicle meets the accident, the sensor sense the impact of the accident, and immediately they opens the airbags inside the vehicle. Airbags protect the passengers inside the vehicle, driver as well as all the passengers. If the airbags are provided to all passengers will be protected. So automatically airbag opening will be there by sensing the impact on the front or rear side of the vehicle, so that accident will be, or side of the vehicle. Wherever the sensors are placed, those sides, if they get the impact due to the accident, then the airbags will be open. Then seat belt sensor is there, seat belt. If you use the seat belt in a vehicle, then sensor will show seat belt is operative, or it will show seat belt is not operative. Okay, and sometimes what happens, smart systems are provided. Suppose driver is going in the car, he puts the seat belt, and the passenger on his side is not forget to put the seat belt. What the system will do? System will detect that side by seat belt is not used. That means there is no passenger. So if the accident is take place, vehicle meets the accident, sensor will sense the accident and only driver airbag will be opened because he is using seat belt. So whichever the seat belts are used, those airbags will be opened and remaining airbag will remain as it is, because once the airbag is opened, you have to fix the new airbag in that. That airbag goes waste. So each airbag costs some money. So to prevent that, the other airbags are not open. So those people who are not wearing seat belt will get injuries. Okay. So that system can be made in this, and it is made. So here the two sensors are used. One sensor is impact sensor to open the airbag, and second system is sensor is the seat belt sensor, which senses whether the person is available on the seat or not. Seat is empty. If seat is empty, that seat belt is not closed, then airbag will not be opened. Okay, this type of the facilities improvements can be done, and there are such facilities. Then now these are some of the IC engine car facilities nowadays, but if you think of the new cars, new vehicles, which are called autonomous vehicles, which function on artificial intelligence by machine learning. So imagine those vehicles. Those vehicles are already under testing. You might be heard that Tesla is going for that. Our Indian companies, Tata is going for that, isn't it? Autonomous vehicles, electrical vehicles as well as autonomous vehicles. Okay. So if the electrical vehicles are there, then in electrical vehicles there will be charging. So electronics embedded system is required to control the charging current, to control the charge. If the battery is fully charged, to cut off the electrical supply and all that. And embedded system is required to monitor the charge and indicate it to the driver so that the driver is safely drive it, and if required he can charge the vehicle batteries, or while braking it can regenerate the electricity from the brake. For that the regen function of the electrical software function can be used, which is in the embedded system. So electrical motors are also having lot of the embedded system application. Similarly, the autonomous vehicle is having the very sophisticated application. Without driver, the vehicle will run. How the vehicle will run without driver? So for that, all the functions of driver should be made available in the vehicle. So what are the functions driver do? Driver use their eyes to see, watch the surrounding and road. Sorry. If road is clear, if from surrounding somebody is entering on the road or crossing the road, all the things driver check. If road conditions are good, okay. If uh, signaling is allowing to pass, if any crossing gate is there, railway crossing gate is there, all these things are seen by eyes of the driver. So autonomous vehicle has to provide the eyes first. Okay. How the eyes are provided? Eyes are provided by sophisticated, intelligent visual system, camera system, image processing, video processing. The object detection will be there. Yes, this object is person, this object is another vehicle, this object is the railway crossing gate, this is the signal, this is the signal color, we have to stop it, vehicle, we have to go further. Okay. So autonomous vehicle is highly sophisticated application of embedded system. it is using the technology of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So car is very a car or rather vehicle is very good example of embedded system, or it is using embedded system. So how the embedded system is in general? Embedded system in general is like this. So here one vehicle or buggy or robotic small vehicle is shown. It is having a microcontroller. Okay. In photograph it is not seen because it is placed below this plate of the power supply. This is the power supply. Okay. So this is the power supply. So below this plate there is a microcontroller which is placed. Okay. So there is a electric motor. So you can see the part of the electric motor here, which to the shaft of electric motor the wheel is connected. On other side also one more electric motor, and to the shaft of electric motor the wheel is connected. Then there is the alarm. Okay. This is the alarm. Then there are other sensors like ultrasound sensor, light sensor, light sensor, touch switch sensor. Okay. So there are some sensors are there. Okay. So ultrasound sensors are shown here. So sensor is having the ultrasound sensing capability. From where ultrasound is coming? Ultrasound is sound is sent by the sensor assembly itself. So there are two transducers. One is sending the ultrasound and second is sensing the reflected ultrasound. So ultrasound sensor are there. Or same sensor can be used as a pulsed. First it sends the pulse and then it receives the pulse also. Same sensor can be used. Then there is a light sensor. So LDR we can check here, one LDR is on this side, another LDR is on this side. Okay. Then there are some touch switch sensors are there. Touch switch. Touch switch sensor means you can check here the black colored switch is there and very long lead is there, flexible metal plate is there. And if this buggy is going in forward direction and if some obstacle is coming in the path of the switch will, due to its flexibility, will be shifted towards this side, and internally there will be switch which will be closed, and then microcontroller sense that switch is closed. In this way the touch switch sensor works. It is very simple. Just it will close the switch by pressing the plate, metal plate. So metal plate is flexible. So these are the 2-3 sensors. Alarm is there, then power supply is there, which is used for the running the motor, and microcontroller is there which controls all the activities. So this is one of the example of embedded system, which is robotic buggy. It is small robotic vehicle or robot vehicle or robot, we can say robotic buggy or robot. So this is the example of embedded system. So this example of embedded system shown here is having the block diagram as shown. Okay, embedded system block diagram. On your system or on your mobile, you can enlarge the screen. Okay, you can expand your screen and you can navigate the screen here and there to observe the details shown on the slide. So small letter details are there. So you can enlarge the screen and you can navigate, move the screen here and there, so that you can observe, you are able to observe the small letters written here. Okay, what is the centrally available block is microcontroller. This is the microcontroller. So this is microcontroller. Okay, this is microcontroller. To this microcontroller, analog to digital converter is connected. Analog to digital converter. What the analog to digital converter will do? It converts analog signal to digital signal, isn't it? It converts analog signal to digital signal, analog to digital signal. Why it requires a conversion from analog to digital signal? Because microcontroller can understand only digital signal and external sensor may generate analog signal. So external sensor generating the analog signal is to be converted into digital with the help of analog to digital converter. Okay, some sensors require the analog to digital conversion. So analog to digital converter is there. Then there is a motor driver interface, and these are the motors. Motors, left side motor, motor right side motor. Two motors will be there. Maybe sometimes four motors are used. Front side of the robotic buggy, two motors are there. Back side of the robotic buggy, two more motors are there. So four motors are used. Sometimes only two motors and one wheel is used. Only free running wheel is used. Okay. Two free running wheels are used in front side and back side. Two motors and wheels are used. That is also possible. Okay. All four motors are also possible. So this is the motor driver interface and motors. So why the motor driver interface required? So motor driver interface is required to drive the motor, to run the motor, to drive the motor. The driver circuitry is required. Motors cannot be driven directly by microcontroller. Microcontroller gives signal. That signal is given to the driver. Driver converts the signal into the motor signal, and that's why motor driver interface is required. So there is a driver circuitry. So this is microcontroller, analog to digital converter, motor driver interface, motors are there, and all other are, and one more is there, that is power regulation and management, power supply. So there is a battery, okay, and the power management system or circuit is there. Okay, so power system or power management system and power supply is there. So these are the main parts. Other main parts are all sensors. Okay, all sensors. And one more is there, that is the data, serial data. Okay, data part. To communicate the outer world, to communicate data with network. So what are the things in the embedded system? In embedded, another remaining are sensors. In embedded system, microcontroller is there, analog to digital converter is there, power supply is there, motor interface is there, and serial input output is there, bus is there, and all other are sensors. So which type of the sensors are there? Ultrasound ranging module is there, ultrasound ranging module. So this ultrasound ranging module, it gives the pulse out and senses the echo back, gives the echo back. By sensing the echo, it gives the echo back. Okay. So this is the ultrasound module. Then the bump sensor is there, left side, right side. If it touches the wall or like that, that sensor, touch switch sensor. Then light sensor is there, LDR like light sensor, and light sensor. This ultrasound servo sensor is also there. Okay, so light sensor is there and ultrasound servo sensor is there. There is a compass which can be connected its data serially. So this is in general the embedded system. So what are the blocks of the embedded system? Blocks of the embedded system basically contains microcontroller, then analog to digital converter, then power supply, then motor driver circuit and motors, serial data communication port, and all the sensors. So there is 5-6 basic blocks are there. 5 or 6 basic blocks are there in the embedded system. 5 or 6 basic blocks. What are those? Microcontroller, its power supply, analog to digital converter, motor driver circuit and motors, serial communication bus or communication interface. It may be serial or parallel communication interface, and sensors. Sixth is sensors. So these are the 6 blocks of the embedded system. These are the 6 blocks of the embedded system. So this is the block diagram of embedded system. Okay, embedded system block diagram: microcontroller, motor interface, analog to digital converter, sensors, serial data communication, power regulation and management. Okay. Then embedded system are incorporated in the Internet of the Things, IoT. Embedded systems are incorporated in or used in IoTs, Internet of the Things, as well as machine learning, machine to machine devices, machine to machine communication devices, M2M, Internet of the Things and machine to machine devices. Machine to machine means one machine to other machine communication is there. In that, microcontroller or embedded system can be used, or the machine is communicating with the help of internet to the internet system. That is IoT, Internet of the Things. So Internet of the Things are as well as machine to machine M2M devices that incorporate embedded system. Embedded system are there in the Internet of the Thing devices and machine to machine devices. These are exceptionally versatile, adaptable embedded systems are used in the smart devices. So these smart devices, Internet of the Things, machine to machine devices, communication devices, these devices are exceptionally versatile, adaptable embedded systems are using. Very versatile embedded system, very adaptable embedded systems are used in these smart devices. So these are the applications of the embedded system that are used in the Internet of the Things or machine to machine M2M devices, and how they are used. Exceptionally versatile and adaptable embedded systems are used in the smart devices. Okay. So these are some of the embedded systems. As you know, in Europe and in some part of the America, Russia, etc., there is a very cold outside in the environment. Okay. Ice is, snow is falling. So they require central heating system in the house. Okay, just like the central cooling system we use in the India. the big houses, big theaters, big malls, big office complexes, big temples, mosques, etc. What they use? Central cooling system, AC, central AC. Similarly, central heating systems are there, required, and those central cooling system, AC or central heating system, they require embedded system for controlling the operation. Then GPS, global positioning system, GPS systems, fitness trackers. Okay, the wristbands are there, fitness trackers, wristbands. How many walking is done, how much stretching and exercise is done, how much time it is going, exercise is being done, and all that. And some body these parameters like blood pressure and all, sugars and all that. These can be tracked by the fitness trackers. Then there are medical devices. Okay, central heating, GPS, fitness tracker, and medical devices. Many medical devices are there which require embedded systems. Then automotive systems are there which are used in the automobile. So a lot of the systems are there. We have discussed some of them here. Then transit and fare collection. If we are going in the metro, or if you are going in the automatic railway station, or if you are going in the automatic bus station, or if you are going in the theater, there may be transit and fare collection. Transit and fare collection. So fare is collected and then the transit is allowed. So there the embedded system is required. Then ATM machines, okay, money vending machines, ATMs. There the embedded system is required because that machine has to communicate the internet, because that machine has to communicate the banking website, that machine has to authenticate the smart card, the machine has to authenticate the debit card or credit card, that machine has to authenticate the thumb impression, the machine has to authenticate the person face recognition, the machine has to authenticate with the help of keyboard, password, isn't it? And the machine has to count the money correctly, and machine has to vend the money correctly, issue the money correctly, and machine has to record the data and communicate to the bank. So ATM is the good example of embedded system. The factory robots are there. So heavy machining or small, medium machining or small scale machining, the robots are needed for the work which is repetitive. Repetitive work can be done by the robots. Intelligent work cannot be done by the robots. They require the human. So factory robots is also one example, very good example, because there is a repetitive work, tedious work. Just like the welding work, just like the painting work, if repetitive work is there, robots are employed. If the hazardous work is there, robots are employed. Suppose there is oil paint application on the vehicles, oil paint applications on any product, cupboards and chairs and whatever product. In that case, oil paint gun can be run automatically by the robot. So factory robot or industrial robots are there. Electrical vehicle charging stations, these are the embedded systems. Interactive chaos, these are the embedded systems. These are some of the examples. These are some of the examples. Many examples are there nowadays. Everywhere in every device the embedded system is used. Every device in use is using the embedded system. Okay, these are some of the examples in the embedded system. Now the embedded system can be divided into 4 types. Okay, 4 types. Embedded system can be divided into 4 types based on performance as well as functional requirement. Based on performance as well as the functional requirement. What are the requirements for functioning that particular embedded system? So real-time embedded system is there, standalone embedded system is there, network embedded system is there, mobile embedded system is there. See, these are the types of the embedded systems. So what is there in the real-time embedded system? In real-time embedded system, these are designed and installed to carry out specific tasks within the predefined time limit. Real-time embedded system, just imagine real-time embedded system. What do you mean by that? Real-time embedded system. Real-time embedded system has to work on real time. That means, suppose you are at home and you are attending some meeting, isn't it? Then if I say something, if somebody says something in the meeting, then that voice over is taken to all the participants and it requires some time. So there is always time of operation. There is introduction of the delays, operation delays. There are operation delays and these delays will create the problems if the system is just like the normal human systems. Humans don't wait while making the operation. He makes one operation, next operation, third operation continuously. But machine cannot do that because they have to work in real time. In that case, real time means actual time. That means they will not have the changeover time, they will not have the breaks in the operation, they will not have the continuous operation and no allowed breaks. The real-time embedded systems are designed and installed to carry out specific tasks within predefined time limit. So there is a time limit, predefined time limit. So embedded system has to do the task within that time limit, within that particular time limit. That is called real-time system. So real-time system actually, ideally, theoretically should be having no time delay at all. But practically it is not possible, there is small time delay. Then how much time limit? Within the predefined time limit, the specific task is carried out within the predefined time limit. Okay. So embedded system, real-time systems are there. So real-time means what? It is working, functioning on real-time basis. Okay. So real-time embedded systems are designed, installed to carry out specific tasks within the predefined time limit. They are designed and installed to carry out the specific task within the predefined time limit. Carry out the specific task within predefined time limit. Let us continue now. What we are discussing is real-time system. Real-time embedded system are designed to install do the specific task within the predefined time limit. Time limit is predefined. So within that time limit it has to complete that task. Okay. So each task is having some particular time limit. That is called real-time system. Actually, theoretically, how real-time system should be it should be having no time gap. Okay, no time gap. So it should not have some time limit. Zero time limit should be there. But for practical purpose, it is not possible. Okay, for practical purpose, there is always some time delay. So time limits are provided, though minimum time limits. Those are real-time systems. So real-time embedded systems are designed and installed to carry out specific tasks without predefined time limit. Suppose example is there. Suppose there is a robotic operation. Robotic operation. Okay, which operation? One car is there on the conveyor belt, and that car is going on further and further by completing one next operations. That is, one spot welding is done, second spot welding is done, then some nut is fit, then some bolt is fit, then something is component is fitted and all that. Okay. So then after at the end the coloring is there, body coloring, or the wheels are there, then alloy wheels if they are there, accordingly coloring and all that. So each operation is having some time limit that checks whether that vehicle is arrived here, that building vehicle being built is arrived there, and that half completed vehicle is detected, and then that particular location robot starts operation within that time limit, because it has to leave the component further and it has to take new component for the operation. So each operation requires the time limit. So this type of the time limit. This is one. Second real time, actual real time will be, suppose there is an online operation, human doctor is doing human operation or maybe animal operation online. In that case, robotic operation is controlled by the doctor sitting into his chamber or maybe in the operation theatre, but away from the operation table, OT. Robot is doing the operation, but doctor is controlling that robot. So there requires the real-time operating system. Okay. Now suppose our communication system is there, they require the real-time operating system. Mobile gadget is there, they require most of the applications require the real-time operating system. If you are talking to someone and if it is not real-time operation, then I talk something, it reaches after 1 minute, and then another person talks, it reaches another 1 minute. So that's large speed. We may not make that application real time. You will not feel that application is real. You are not feel that you are really talking to the person on the mobile on other side. Okay, you have to wait to arrive the sound from other person. If that is the case, then the application will not be real time. Very simple application. The mobile, suppose if you talk something, it reaches the other end after 1 minute or 30 seconds, then that person listens that, and then that person replies that, and that reply again comes back to you after 30 seconds. So the time for talking, say you talked for 10 seconds, and time for reaching is 30 seconds, and time for listening the other person is again 10 seconds. So it becomes totally 50 seconds to complete the listening to the other person. And then he talks for 5 seconds. So this 50 seconds, then his talking time 5 seconds, then the travel time 30 seconds, 35 added, isn't it? 50 and 35, 85 seconds. And then you listen it after 85 seconds. This will not become real-time system. Although the mobile system is not real-time system, actual real-time system. Very small time lag is there in the mobile system. Very small, we could not even identify also. But these are called real-time systems. Mobile communication, voice over is called real-time system. Television channel programs, we assume this as a real-time system. But whenever the television channel is relayed and we reach that relay signal to us, it takes some few seconds, maybe 10-15 seconds. Okay. So you can observe this while watching the match. On one channel the match is running at particular instant, and for other channel it may be running for different instant. So like that. So real-time system in the embedded system are designed and installed to carry out specific tasks within predefined limit of time. Within predefined time limit. Okay. So this is important. Predefined time limit is there in the real-time system. Very small time limit is there. If that exceeds the time limit, then that will not remain the real-time system. Okay. Embedded system is exceeding the whatever predefined time limit, then it will not remain the real-time embedded system. So further, the real-time embedded systems are divided into two different types, that is soft real-time embedded system and hard real-time embedded system. What do you mean by that? Is again, suppose we have kept some time limit, okay, like mobile voice over, suppose. There is very small lag, and that is soft real-time embedded system. We could not identify also. Chalta hai. It will work. It will not hamper the work of the task of the voiceover. Quality of voiceover is not much hampered and even not detected also of deterioration. So this is soft real-time embedded system. What is hard real-time embedded system? In which the almost zero time lag is required. Okay. So time limits are very hardly maintained. Within that time limit, the operation should be completely, otherwise deadlocks will be created. Deadlocks will create. And that deadlock will stop the functioning of the system, and that will may cause the issues or problems in the functioning of the systems. So these are the soft real-time embedded system and hard real-time embedded system. These are the two different types in the embedded system, real-time embedded system. Okay, two different types in the real-time embedded system. Why two different types? Because one is accommodating some delays, allowing some delays, and still working further, that is soft real-time embedded system. But some real-time embedded system or hard real-time embedded system are such that they will not allow at all the delays. They always require the time limit to be fulfilled, to be maintained. So these are the two, soft real-time embedded system and hard real-time embedded system, which are the subtypes of real-time embedded system. So real-time embedded system is one of the type of the embedded system, isn't it? Real-time embedded system, standalone embedded system, network embedded system, mobile embedded system. So these are some of the types, basic four types are there. So out of that, first real-time is there. That first real-time is having the meaning of real-time embedded system is for, or it is designed and installed for carry out the specific task within predefined time limit. So there are soft real-time embedded system, hard real-time embedded system. Soft real-time is not following strictly the time limits, but hard real-time required strictly following of the time limits. So after real-time there is two types, that is soft real-time embedded system. For these systems, the completion of task is paramount importance. Task must be completed. Whatever time it takes, delay, it will be incorporated. That is not important. So that is allowed. So that is soft real-time embedded system. While the deadline is not priority. that is time deadline is not priority. What is priority? What is paramount importance is task completion. The soft real-time embedded system, for this system, the completion of the task is of paramount importance, while the deadlines are not paramount importance. They are not on priority. What is in hard real-time embedded system? In hard real-time embedded system, these systems are prioritize the deadlines, so they should not be missed in any case. The time deadline should not be missed in any case. So time deadlines are prioritized because the next function is depending on the completion of first function. Next function cannot be done unless and until first function is completed. So there is a time priority and not the completion priority. Okay, whatever time it takes, delay it will introduce, but task must be completed. That is the soft real-time embedded system. But the deadlines are very strictly maintained. This is the hard real-time embedded system. Okay, so these are the two subtypes of real-time embedded system. Okay, these are the two subtypes. What are the total basic four types of the embedded system? That is real-time embedded system, standalone embedded system, network embedded system, mobile embedded system. As the name suggests itself, name itself gives the what type of the embedded systems are there. Real-time will work real-time, standalone will work standalone, no time reference is there. Network means it is connected into network. Mobile means it is possible handheld device, possible to take anywhere. Okay, so mobile device may be networked. Okay, standalone device may be networked. Real-time device may be networked. Okay, mobile device may be real-time, standalone device may be real-time. Okay, standalone is not maintaining, but mobile may maintain the time. Okay, so these are the four basic types of the embedded systems. We have seen today the real-time embedded system. Standalone, network, mobile will check afterwards. You must have submitted the assignment, your assignment, yesterday's assignment. Today is the deadline for that. You have to maintain the deadline, isn't it? Embedded system, real-time embedded system, what they do? Real-time embedded system maintain the deadlines, isn't it? So you have to maintain the deadlines. Okay. So embedded systems which maintain the deadline are real-time embedded systems. So we have to maintain the deadline. Today is the deadline. Today you have to submit that. And I have given the assignment for today for in case of OSSH, isn't it? So if you have attended the lecture of OSSH, assignment will be asked to carry out to you. You have to write the assignment in the notebook, make its PDF and attach to the network. I will give you the link for the assignment of the OSSH. Okay. So attendance is priority importance here. Okay. Why the attendance is of importance? Because you should attend the lectures. Okay. So today बोला सहानी काय म्हणताय? आता नाही सांगणार. तुम्ही लेक्चर अटेंड नाही केलं का? मग ऐकू आलं नाही का तुम्हाला? हा, मग तुम्ही आता लेक्चर पहा परत. याचा अर्थ काय होतो? नेटवर्क इश्यू असला तर तुमचा अभ्यास नाही झाला व्यवस्थित, तर तुम्हाला लेक्चर परत पाहायला लागेल, तर तुमचा अभ्यास लेक्चर अटेंड होईल. बरोबर ना? तर मी लेक्चर अपलोड करतोय. आता हे झाल्यानंतर अपलोडिंगला थोडा वेळ लागतो, isn't it? Some time is taken for uploading, and I will upload the lectures. You just check the uploads of the lectures on the YouTube. I will share the link also. If you subscribe, then automatically notification will come to you. आणि अपलोडिंग झाल्यानंतर तुम्ही पाहू शकता. आणि हे तुम्हाला रिवाइज करायला खूप चांगली फॅसिलिटी आहे. लेक्चर्स तुम्हाला ऑनलाईन अवेलेबल असतील. ओके, सो म्हणून मी मुद्दाम मध्ये मध्ये असाइनमेंट सांगतो, म्हणजे तुम्ही अटेंटिव्ह पण असला पाहिजे. आणि समजा नेटवर्क इश्यू असेल तर मी अपलोड लेक्चर करतो, त्यात तुम्ही पाहू शकता. ओके, तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवायला लागेल कुठं आपल्याला असाइनमेंट सांगितले, म्हणजे तुम्हाला पटकन पण पाहता येईल. आणि फास्ट फॉरवर्डने लेक्चर ऐकलं तर अजून चांगलं होईल, रिवाइज पण होईल तुम्हाला. फास्ट फॉरवर्डने स्पीड तुम्हाला 1.5 किंवा 2 नी स्पीड ठेवून तुम्ही लेक्चर ऐकू शकता. म्हणजे एकदा किंवा दोनदा असे लेक्चर तुम्हाला ऐकता पण येतील. असंही करू शकता तुम्ही. इट इज पॉसिबल, इजंट इट? सो I think we'll stop here for today's ES lecture.